Okay, you guys, I will be recording presidential predictions very shortly. Just a few things I want to say before that. Yes, I do think Trump is likely going to win, and hopefully he will. It's going to be, trust me, much better for both the United States and the world if this happens. And my only concern is not so much, so essentially if I have to just choose between Trump or Kamala, definitely Trump, even though there might be some things that are kind of, a bit dirty the closer we get to elections that will be happening. Now, my concern, about this election is the election chart in the first place. So if we just compare the two charts, it's definitely Trump winning. But if we're looking at other things, such as the actual election date, there is something that makes me feel very uneasy. And I think that what could happen that it before the election, like one kind of, I guess, way I can see this manifest could be that Biden doesn't finish the term for whatever reasons. Again, he was the president that was elected during Saturn-Jupiter conjunction. So the curse of the presidents might get activated last minute. I'm not saying it will. I don't wish, obviously, him, anything bad, even though I might not agree with his policy or whatever. But something like this can occur where he might not be able to finish the term. Kamala might have to step in. Some kind of scandals could occur as all of this is unfolding, because Trump will be fighting, and he will be doing whatever he needs to do as well. I think the Democrats were pretty, harsh to him, let's just say the least, and I think he will pay it back. He will fight back, definitely. So I'm wondering if there could be any kind of third figure that could appear. I actually think heard someone else saying about this that Kamala might not be the final candidate, but how does it even work? I mean, it's very strange because she was not again, I'm not American, but I moved here some years ago, but from what I understand, this is like the normal process already, where they just removed Biden's candidate and put her there. So it's not already how it typically goes, but I see something last minute might again occur. I wonder if Gavin Newsom is going to get involved in any way. Hope not. And yes, essentially there is something along those lines, and just the election chart looks very messy, and that's what I don't like. From the two charts of Trump or Kamala, it is Trump, definitely, but the election chart looking the way it looks, I just have a feeling let's just hope there is not some global disaster please going on, because there is a lot of chaos when it comes to this chart. And there's going to be, the year is going to be ending with Mars retrograde, and fingers crossed, because I do think, obviously we see right now already Middle East conflict is escalating. I think there is going to be escalations with Russia, Ukraine too, and this could in some shape or form affect the elections. So I will do a more detailed analysis. Give me a couple of days. But again, if you want to ask me between their charts, Donald Trump has a much stronger chart. Honestly, it's not comparable to any of these people. He has a stronger chart than Biden, and Biden has the weakest. It's not even the weakest point yet in Biden's chart. Again, my concern for Biden, something could occur August, September, and this is when Kamala might be in office. Because this is, I think, will be the weakest point in Biden's chart. It's not even the weakest. When he resigned was not the weakest moment yet. So this all of this looks very messy. Definitely, if you've ever seen Donald Trump's chart, it is one of the strongest charts any astrology would ever say they've seen. Whether you're using Western system, whether you're using Vedic system, I actually looked at his chart from multiple different systems, viewpoints, and charts, and he has a very, very incredible chart. Let me tell you that. Like him or not like him, you cannot argue, with the stars. Yes, like it or not, you cannot argue that he has some very strong, there was an assassination attempt and he survived. Even in the weakest moment of his, of his life, so to say, when he's getting sued, there's such, I don't want to get into my personal, viewpoints here, but it's not personal. I think it's honestly, it's pretty objective, in the weakest even point of his, chart, of his astrological time periods, he was able to survive that and even turn that into, that photo where he's with American flag and, he's ears bleeding. It's wow, it's going to be history books. And yeah, let's see what happens. I'm gonna provide a longer video in a bit. I think is like he's the only president of the United States who has not started any new wars in the Middle East. He's the one actually who brought certain peace agreements to the Middle East, which is something that none other president from what I know has done. All of them just destabilize Middle East further and further. I think that he is the key in American politics to avoid further, escalate. Like, I think, if I'll be honest, personal opinion here totally, but I think if Democrats win, we will be 100% in World War III by 2027. It might be by 2026 even. So let's hope for the best, and yes, obviously there's going to be this entire angle of abortions that Democrats are going to be using to get the popular vote to Kamala. But there is, as much as I'm a libertarian, if anyone wonders my own political beliefs, I don't believe the government should do any kind of reach in terms of people's bodies, women's or men's, anybody's. But I think that in terms of policy, there are bigger things to worry about than this. As much as pop culture might focus on something else, we have a legitimate risk of World War III, and this is something many astrologers see, not just me. In fact, I was thinking that in 2020 it's going to be in certain stages, which kind of, if you look at everything all together now, kind of actually makes sense. My other concern here is, since we're talking about this now, is that if Trump does win, which is likely going to happen, though it's not going to be easy, what if there is another, and this is going to be a conspiracy theory, what if there's another thing they unleash? Like when Trump was president, this whole 2020 event happened, not just by itself. So again, my fear is that they, like, even if he becomes president, they're not gonna, let it go easy, because the agenda is to push the world in 2026 to, further escalations with Russia, completely fucked up Middle East. I don't even know, destabilize is not the right word, and he will be trying to make deals and peace agreements, and there's many interests in this world that don't want this. So yeah, let's see what happens. Pray for our country, pray for this world, and again, I'll be back with a longer video. Bye.